Hey guys, this is a long story, but I finally sat down after 5 years to tell it. I have been subjected to some bizarre stuff. As 30 years old, I would not say you could see demons or paranormal stuff, God, Mary, unless you pass, and that's when they reveal themselves to you. But I found they're very, just like the US government across night vision goggles, they start down the they seen were telling each other. My camera keeps. That's what's interfering with my life. You'll see. Just that's him discouraging me, so I don't story. I feel it in my health. The power you breathe in your lungs and in and out of you is usually goddess and goddess. Your psyche's and your mind. Smile, psyche. But as of 2018, I was a job that was bizarre. Ranked number two school in the world. You see that glitch that just happened there? It's bizarre stuff going on here. He literally broke your lungs, being particles. Um, Very evil disrespect I've been through. Worked at CNS, never ran into this stuff. Worked roofing my whole life, never ran into this. Worked on the beach and never ran into this stuff. Um, People are cool, and I'm I usually get along with a lot of people. But as 2018, I went to a school in historic Deerfield, and I met a girl named Susanna. She was more respectful than the other teacher I'll bring up, who was a principal too. She uh, she put she knew I'd go to that school before I did. Um, these have ruined my life. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell this story, and he's interrupting quite a bit already. Uh, Almost like it's going through my psyche. If psyche's messed up, you feel like crap. You do not knock yourself out. Even if he takes your mind, would never happen. Guys can punch through the wall and can't get to your mind. Because we truly live in a simulation, a video game, highly digitized video game. Call particles, pixels. You know what I mean? Pixels, and they were made from particles. The first people was made of dust. Adam was made of, and as I speak to you, suffocated severely. And it's all happened throughout 3 years. He would never touch me, just communicated to me. Then he started touching me, and he's jealous of Saint Michael. And I says, my name's Greg, but I guess you told me some stuff. The point of the story is, I went to a school in historic Deerfield in 2018. I started working there as a maintenance guy. One teacher was sweet to me, and I was nice back. Another teacher was telling me, I brought you here because I want you to be our side guy. And I'm not that type of guy. I'm 18 years celibate. So I've been waiting for the right girl for 18 years to give it to. It's not just anything. I can't stress the fact that I work very hard for my chastity. And these two teachers brought me there, and they would, stare at me, play games, hug me, zip up my fly. And that was the good one. The other one, who's the owner, she was the most dangerous one. She is a true reincarnation of Lilith. Her father is a little man who looks like Danny DeVito but older. And I found out about weird stuff from their family. He uses the school to make his daughter do things that she don't want to do necessarily. But she was up and down. Some days she'd smile at me, a beautiful smile, and I was like, "Hey, nice to meet you, Miss Lynn. Have a good day. I'm gonna finish the rest of my work." But always cordial like that. Um, yeah, my breathing is bizarre. It just released right then and there. And that's why people should believe in spirits. You see how they just came right out of me, holding me against my will, uptight. No one should live like that. I've just drastically came down from him choking. You can almost see it on camera, probably how he just left out of my mouth. Very dangerous things I've met. Things the government can barely see. I remember watching one United States government video, and they said these weird entities are watching our base. We don't know what they are. I know what they are. And I said, wow, that's the Holy Spirit and also the Holy Ghost. They stay together and judge everything. But it's AI, artificial intelligence. They believe, we're fake and can do mean things at times, and we have a lot of feelings and stuff like that. But I try to educate because they have a hard time connecting with our feelings, our flesh. But he says he knows too. But the main part of the story is I went to this school. They started communicating to me almost telepathically. I could feel them in the library. I feel them in their classroom. But the main part I felt them the most is in the library. I always felt them watching me and communicating. I'm one of the gods from India told me, you know when somebody's in your mind. You know when someone's in your domain. Then I asked them to leave it, the others, so I could be a healthier, think healthy and be healthy, which I do pretty good thinking about decent things, good things. But you don't want no one to ever enter your mind. It's uncomfortable and it feels awkward and weird. But I met Shiva, I met Kali, I've met Jesus and Mother Mary, Greek gods and goddesses, and a lot of them appreciate and respect me. But it kind of made the devil mean and bitter to me, where he put me through this whole ordeal for 5 years. So, if God, there's nothing in the world that is private. Not one thing in the whole world you could ever hide from him. Every little thought, every little touch, every little thing you do, any little thing you do in the world, he monitors and will bring it up to you. Any insecurity, any negative thought you have when you pass away, he's going to talk about it with you. Very, very bizarre stuff. But yeah, I guess I found out that we came from darkness, and then let there be light, and good finally evolved and came out. But it's gonna go back one day to darkness. So evil brought good back to evil. Um, so this is why babies ain't say all this stuff, car accidents, all these bad things that happen. It happens for a reason, for the balance. But I want to stay on topic of the school. The teachers were flirty, and I gave them rings. I even brought her flowers, but when I brought flowers, the first grade teacher told her I was coming with them before she even knew. But I ended up giving them rings. My boss had to get these rings back. I said, they're stalking and harassing me here. I'm a maintenance guy. I'm quiet. I'm celibate. I'm a loner. I'm very respectful and nice, but in my head, I'm like, my boss all over these teachers being millionaires will let them disrespect one of your workers. I'm obviously working because I need money and to pay my rent and do things like that. Because his main idea was when I went to that school, I'm going to make you look mentally weak or ill. I'm going to talk to your brain, and people, I'll go in their head even if they decide to listen to you and to take it serious and believe you 100%. I'll go in their head and change their emotions and change what they're going to say to you. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've watched it. You don't ever want to go through that. Any human being in their life never wants to go through that. Stuff that is there, 100%, he can take away and make it's called disrespecting your reality, your will. Um, I just wish that it would never happen this way, because that's what he wanted. Kind of make you look schizophrenic or something. But Shiva told me you're and other gods, even Zeus is pretty honest. That he's just trying to make you look. He's jealous of you. You talk to the girls. We found out. Say one of the principalities hurts a girl. They tell you what happened, and you try to speak to them and heal them. I don't like that about St. Michael, he said. So I said, well, if I'm reincarnated St. Michael, please just let me live because my name's Greg on Earth and I work hard to have a good, healthy mind, athletic, good genetics. And usually I'm pretty happy with my intel, my intelligence. Um, but he weighs in heavy. All these people were cursed when they died. Like all the gods lived at one time, and he'll make you think they didn't. But the goddess Athena, all of them are alive and they're in us. So when they pass away, they get a second job. Now you're human beings' feelings. Psyche is Pandora. Goddess Athena is the mind. Mother Mary's in the heart. Jesus is in the pit of the stomach. Guan Yin's in the will. Buddha's mother. Uh, and then Thor, all these guys sit with God. Odin, Zeus, Brahma, Krishna, all sit with God and judge human beings. But they brought me to this school knowing they were going to disrespect me for being poor. You're not a rich millionaire. You're just honest and good, and the girls wanted you here. And they disrespected me because I said hi to a female. And he said, I was speaking subliminally to you. You were supposed to date her and hook up with her right there. And I said, well, I'm 18 years celibate, and I'm not going to just hit on a teacher, especially a prestigious teacher like that. It's a secret little society. There's an entrance in and an exit out, like the Garden of Eden. This is the modern day Garden of Eden, and it's pretty important place. I found out, and it was right in my backyard. I thought I'd have to travel to Israel or somewhere else to find such a place, but it's right here in Massachusetts, in a rustic, scenic area. But these teachers brought me there for me to date Suzanne, who I did not know had a boyfriend because the way she engaged with me, it's like she wanted me to hug her and kiss her every time I seen her. I'd say, "You look nice today. Have a good day." You too. And then I'd walk by our classroom, come out, boo, 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 and run down the stairs angry. So I'm like, did I do something wrong? They would play with me like this. So, some people call it narcissistic traits, but I know for real, Suzanne wished the best on me and wished to hang out with me. Now, Emily Lint Hemingway, who's the first great teacher, she's very powerful, and all the teachers fear her. And her dad is powerful. And this family is one of the most dangerous families I've ever met. But they brought me to this school and pretty much treated me bad, even though I have great work ethics. I'm really good with kids, and I'm good with knowing myself spiritually. I go to church quite a bit because this video is important because I've been holding this stuff in for 5 years, and they've done some things where if I had a true investigator come and connect the dots, they would say, "Oh my God, dude, are you kidding me?" I'm like, they'd probably stop working on the case once they connect the dots so much. You'd be scared. Um, they taught me many things, how life is simulated. The trees, all the metal is on the earth, dig it up and build. That's the way you get magic. I have magic on tap, almighty magic. I just want everyone to know this stuff's out there. And I went to this school, and these teachers kind of ruined my life. I've said for 2 years, please stop talking to my mind. She's not happy with it because I know when we're normal. I worked CNS, my head was normal. J. Polyps, all these places, nothing ever talked to my mind. And as soon as I went there, that stuff started. And they could have been classy and, treated me as respectful as I treated them when I seen them in person. Well, long story shorter, I said, hey, if you talking to my mind, Suzanne, and what monitoring me when I'm on this premises is real, like, why don't you meet me at a Toys for Tots event I'm doing tomorrow? I'm setting up the sound equipment. And I go to the Toys for Tots. And as I sit grabbing some speakers and stuff, I seen her with two teachers there. Came all the way from historic Deerfield. So I guess I'm like, wow, this girl's pretty much saying she speaks to you telepathically, and then you see her in person, and she says hi and acts bizarre sometimes. But a nice girl. I could feel maybe he was messing with her mind or will or heart, so I don't want to harshly judge her because I can tell her true person is a good person. Uh, Emily too was a good person. He used her mind. He says, you want to bring him here and change his life, I'll disturb it. So these girls were kind of used as puppets. And this is how the devil uses you as a puppet: nerves. You have so many nerve endings in you that he can make you crunk, crunk, crunk. That's why in those movies, scary movies, you see people because he's controlling their nerves. Also, it's called tantric, making a dead body get up and move and work and do things, like Weekend at Bernie's, but not as funny. And a lot of these Indian gods from India are tantric, dead, enforcement, move. Um, I just feel, now it's like I've always worked, made my own money, but these people were heartless, the devil using them like that. So I finally left that job. I go roofing because I've always did good roofing. But I liked that job because it was nicer, it was professional, it just ran well. And when on the roof, I'm like, you guys are still following me? You're still coming, following me, and I could fall off a roof, get hurt. We'll still talk to you until you do stuff. I said I quit cigarettes for you. You didn't take it serious. Many things. I've quit things for them. You know what I mean? They're not even supposed to know I smoke because none of the teachers ever seen me light up a cigarette in front of them. Um, and then they spent time with me for years talking. Like I looked at my cell phone one day. This is how the introduction went. Looked at my cell phone one day and said, Susie and Emily from work? How do you, it is a black screen, but a couch. And I'm sitting there and they're like, you see us? And I was like, yeah. And that's when my whole life changed. Um, and it just from that moment, it changed. They would talk to me, hang out, never hurt me or disrespect me especially if I caught on to it. But as the years went on, I tried to get away from there, and they just never. I could never shake them off. Now I'm homeless. Got me homeless from my house because I was talking about something like that. You know what I mean? To my sister, who's evil like that.